Newcastle reject Liverpool's opening bid of £120 million for Alexander Isak, where it was looking like Sesko's ideal destination would be Manchester United, even without European football. Things have changed, and it seems that Manchester United would have to include Højlund in a swap deal with money. Heung-min Son announces his move from Tottenham to LAFC, and even with Eze's release clause expired, Arsenal would likely make a bid soon. We have a lot to discuss, so let's get right into it. Let's start with the biggest news that is out there. Liverpool finally made an official bid for Newcastle's Alexander Isak. It was first reported by David Ornstein from The Athletic. The bid was close to £120 million with add-ons included. However, Newcastle, without even giving it a second thought, they straight away rejected that bid, with the statement coming forward that Newcastle rejected as they won't open doors at least until finding a replacement. And you already know they are in the market looking towards Watkins and Sesko, both of which are also Manchester United targets, as it's not guaranteed at this stage. Now, this is a very bold move from Newcastle, where on one end, you already know that Isak is not traveling with the Newcastle squad. He's not there in the preseason. He's training alone, with eyeing a move to Liverpool. Maybe thinking that Liverpool will come back with a second bid, which will be higher than this, and that will let Newcastle accept that bid. However, things have become a bit tricky, with Ben Jacobs reporting that Liverpool have no plans as it stands to bid again for Alexander Isak this window. Liverpool will not follow up with a second offer. It looks like since Newcastle rejected the Liverpool's bid without even giving it a second thought or trying to even negotiate on it, this has given Liverpool an idea that maybe they are not ready to let Isak go on any terms, at least as of now, and them putting in a second bid will not make any difference. Ben Jacobs also added that personal terms with Isak is not a problem. Liverpool bid with optimism this morning, but Newcastle's response was so quick and strong, another bid is not currently in the works. Where on one hand, Newcastle are hoping that he reintegrates with the squad and they are prepared to offer him a new contract. But on the other hand, Liverpool are hoping that the striker doubles down and continues to push for a move. This will internally help Liverpool. And if Newcastle are able to find a replacement, which can be Watkins, Sesko, which they are trying to negotiate with, this will likely open the door for Isak, and most likely then Liverpool will come back with a second bid and get the player. However, as of now, Liverpool won't bid again unless Newcastle indicate they will discuss a sale. I think from my point, this will drag throughout the transfer window because I don't think Newcastle are going to let this player go as quickly as Liverpool want them. Unless they get a striker, they will not be negotiating with Liverpool. Because let's be honest, even if you name out Sesko, Watkins, Gyökeres, Osimhen, he is the best striker in the market right now. And Newcastle playing Champions League football, they are not going to let Alexander Isak, one of the best strikers in the world, go easily to Liverpool. Now, things have taken a very strange turn with Sesko saga as well, where on one hand, it was looking that Sesko was all in for Manchester United, and even without a European competition next season, Sesko wanted to go for Manchester United. Even Ben Jacobs, Fabrizio Romano, and other journalists confirmed that he wanted a move to Old Trafford. Manchester United frontrunners for Benjamin Sesko after positive talks this week. Sesko keen to join even without European football this season. Now, Newcastle fears Sesko is going to Old Trafford despite remaining in talks. Now, deal is a bit complicated as we already know. They are not ready to let Sesko go for cheap. So it would be close to 75 million euro fixed plus I think 15 millions in add-ons. Even yesterday, Fabrizio Romano said something interesting. He mentioned that when Manchester United approached Leipzig, Leipzig wanted Rasmus Højlund in a swap deal along with money for Sesko because they admire Højlund. And this is what he says. On Sesko and Rasmus Højlund, it was my story when I told you a few days ago that Leipzig had a dream to include Rasmus Højlund in the deal for Sesko. I can confirm that Leipzig, when Man United contacted them, gave us Højlund as a new striker as a part of the negotiations. And this was really interesting, where he later on added that Manchester United, the board or the manager, they have not mentioned this to Højlund that they want him to leave. And Højlund wants to remain at the club and fight for his position and try to perform in the best way possible. However, Fabrizio later on added that if Manchester United or the board members try to push him for a move, then he can certainly open the doors for a lot of clubs. Now, which club he will pick, he's not sure as of now, but he does have options to look for if that time comes. Now, all of these are looking in Manchester United favor where the player wants to come and they have an option to swap him with money to get the player in. But today morning things have again changed and taken a weird turn where the news has broken out that Newcastle have taken the lead over Manchester United in the race to sign Benjamin Sesko. They have increased their personal terms offer and already received the green light from the player to advance talks with RB Leipzig over a 90 million euro fee. Now, this was broken off by this journalist named Sacha. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how credible this person is, but there is one more person who broke a very similar news where they mentioned that Sesko favors Newcastle now. Now, this journalist, who is a chief football editor for the Slovenian newspaper, he exclusively revealed that Newcastle United won the battle for Slovenian star for RB Leipzig, Benjamin Sesko. Now, if you see this guy, I am honestly not sure how credible this guy is, but he broke it with the other journalist, Sachi, as well. So, this does look to have some weight in it, but until unless it is broken by some of the famous journalists like David Ornstein, Fabrizio Plattenberg, or Ben Jacobs, I will not put that much weight on it. But this seems to be getting interesting every day because if Manchester United are not able to sign Cisco, I think they will move all their attention towards Watkins because he is the last one left. Again, they do have an option of signing Nicholas Jackson, but I don't think anybody would be willing to sign him. I mean, let's be honest. Like, none of the Manchester United fans would like it. Chelsea fans would absolutely love it, to be honest. Plus, it was already stated that Chelsea are demanding a huge fee for him. And I think Manchester United won't be willing to pay that much for Nicholas Jackson. But let's see how it develops. But if this collapses, I think what they will be going for is Watkins. Because I think he is a Premier League proven player in his final couple of years of prime form. And he can easily give them 20 goals a season. Now we already know that Eberechi Eze, the player that Arsenal have been linked with, and most of the Arsenal fans would like this to happen because we saw the game against Tottenham, we saw the games against AC Milan. Our creative edge is missing. We don't look that creative at all. We do the same thing that we have been doing the previous years, where we pass the ball, invert the left back, then invert the wingers. And in terms of really creating those cutting edge chances, we are not there. And we need a number 10 or a creative player with a bit of flair who can do that. And Eze is that guy for us. Now we also know that the release contract Eze had expired yesterday. So Arsenal cannot just go ahead and trigger the release clause. That is not how it's going to work out right now. They have to negotiate with Crystal Palace, who are very tough negotiators. But it is still said that James Oli said Eberechi wants to move to Arsenal and the club is very impressed with him. Arsenal valuation of Eze is much lower than the release clause that Crystal Palace had. So negotiations will be needed to move things forward. Even Jacobs Ben reported that Arsenal have already communicated to Crystal Palace that they don't want to trigger Eze's release clause now. They might need an outgoing first, but the expectation is still that they will bid in this window and lower than the release clause. Now, once you say that they are going to bid lower than the release clause, it will require a high level of negotiations. And hopefully Bertha is the right guy for it. Because Eze is Crystal Palace's best player. He won them the FA Cup after so many years of trophy drought. So this is not going to go easy. However, one thing that we were always wondering as Arsenal fans, that is Eze being brought in to play as a left winger or as a competition or as a number 10. Competition to Odegaard, I mean. And it was revealed by Jake Wisman on TalkSport. Arsenal see Eberechi Eze as a number 10, not as a left winger, which makes me wonder if we will be going out to get a left winger as well. Now, things at this point in terms of finances, it is not looking very promising on how much we can do until unless we offload some of the players. We do have some players that we would like to offload, like Nelson, Sinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, Kivior, and Trossard. But let's see what happens. There is still close to a month to go, and if we have a couple of outgoings, things can really pick up pace. But do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you want Eze to play as a number 10 or a left winger? Now, this news came out today about Heung-min Son, where he is ready to put an end to his Tottenham journey and open up a new chapter for him. Now, a player who is absolutely adorable and loved by the all of the fan bases. Son shared this in an interview where he said that Heung-min Son has decided to leave Tottenham this summer. The player has informed Spurs management and also new manager Thomas Frank. Negotiations are underway with MLS side LAFC after he was also approached by Saudi clubs in May. But MLS and LAFC looks like the most likely destination. With Fabrizio later added that LAFC are optimistic to get Son deal done with agreement very advanced in the final stages. With Son already having shared his decision to leave Spurs, things can pick up pace very quickly. Now with Xavi Simons, it looks highly likely that his move to Chelsea is going to happen very soon. Now, a player who is very promising, very versatile, or to play on the left wing, in the center, as an attacking midfielder, Fabrizio exclusively revealed that Xavi Simons did not train with RB Leipzig group on Friday as he is not expected to be a part of the squad. His decision clearly oriented to Chelsea move. He even deleted Leipzig from his Instagram bio. Negotiations are now in advanced stages and we can get a here we go soon. I mean, Chelsea have signed some amazing players and it seems they are still not done. Even with Simons coming in, they can still go for Garnacho. Some very impressive bit of business from Chelsea. So these were the top transfer news. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about them? And I will see you in the next video.